What's up, gamers? This video is going to be a little bit different from what I've been doing lately. I hope you guys enjoy it. Basically, the last video I put up, I talked about the Star Wars 2 Battlefront beta. If you didn't get a chance to take a look at it, take a look in the description. I put a link to that video if you want to take a look at it. And basically, one big thing that popped up in that video was the loot boxes. I didn't really hit on it a lot. I just mainly said, it's here. This is how it's working. And I left it at that. But as I'm starting to look back and see now, it seems like loot boxes and microtransactions seem to be in every single game that's going on now. And it's getting crazy. So in this video, I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to try to be fair and talk from both sides. As a gamer and as a developer and publisher. So I think that's only fair. So let's get started. A lot of major games have been dropping out now, and major games that are going to be coming out are implementing loot boxes. And for a time, loot boxes weren't a big deal. Loot boxes are basically like little extras, cosmetics for the person, either uniforms, skins for weapons, stuff like that. It started becoming a problem when certain abilities, certain powers, certain weapons would be locked behind loot boxes, and you had to either grind continuously to get it or you pay for it and get it. And the major problem was a lot of games started pushing that it's more easier just to spend money to get it. And that's where the major problem is now. Me, myself, and this is, like I said, this is my personal view. I don't like loot boxes. I don't like microtransactions. The only time I even think it's fair and acceptable is if it's purely cosmetic. It does not give you any advantage in the game. If it's just a skin, if it's just a color, that's fine. But anything that gives you an advantage in the game that's behind a microtransaction or a loot box that you can pay to get, that's what I have a problem with. And like I said, a lot of major games have been showing it now. The Shadow of War game got a lot of criticism about it. The new Forza got a lot of criticism. Now the Battlefront 2. And of course, Call of Duty is supposed to be having it, and more games are going to be having it. Now, like I said, if it's just purely cosmetic, there's nothing wrong with it. One of the games I love playing all the time is Titanfall 2. I play that game nonstop and I love it. I still play that game today. And that game has microtransactions in it. But everything that you pay for in there is purely cosmetic. It does not give you any advantage. Anything that you want in that game, a certain pilot, a certain ability, a certain Titan, a certain ability for that Titan, you have to grind for it. And it's not hard to get it. You just got to work on it. You got to either improve your skills as a pilot, improve your skills with that particular Titan, and that's all you got to do. And a lot of the skins you end up getting from rewards for completing challenges, completing abilities, and the in-game currency that you get from that one, you can actually buy those skins. And that's what I do. Like certain skins, certain camouflages that I like in that game, I spend my in-game currency. And those are the type of games I have no problem with. But like I said, when you have certain weapons, certain abilities that lie behind that, then that's a problem. I know Destiny 2 got hit with that a lot with their shaders, and I did a video on that. If you didn't check that out, I'll link that into the description also. And basically, there was a bunch of shaders that were locked behind their Ingram system, their bright Ingrams that you could pay for. Now, I mentioned how you can grind for them and get them too, but you could pay for them and get them. What I personally didn't like about that was there are certain exotic emotes. They are only behind that. I thought that was completely unfair. I felt like any exotic should be something that you grind for and get. That should not be behind a paywall. I didn't think that was right. I didn't think that was fair. Me personally, I ain't had nothing against the shaders. Half those shaders, I was like, I'm alright, I'm cool with them. I usually got like a Bright Ingram every time I played because I was grinding, playing with my friends, playing with my clan members, and all that stuff. So I didn't really have a problem with that. But the problem I had with Destiny's was the exotic emotes. Those should not be behind the paywall. You should be able to grind and get those like any other exotics. But like I said, as a gamer, I don't think microtransactions should be in games. I don't think loot boxes that have powerful weapons that give you an advantage, or in a loot box where you can pay to get it. Now, if your whole loot box system is basically grinding and using in-game currency to get it, that's perfectly fine. As long as you cannot use actual money to get that loot box, I'm perfectly fine with it. Like I said, now if you implement putting using real money to buy currency to get loot boxes, no. You can only get the in-game currency from grinding. That's the only way I think is fair. Now, to jump and look at a developer and publisher's point of view, I can understand to a certain extent why they have the loot boxes, why they have the microtransactions. Because a lot of these developers, a lot of these publishers, they only make initial money off the initial sale of the game. After that, that's it. Now, you could think, well, they sell millions of copies of games, and that's fine. But if they want to provide additional content, if they want to add new features to the game, if they want to keep a active multiplayer race going on, that they have to get money from that. So that is their way of implementing it, using microtransaction loot boxes. Because without that additional income coming in, they can't add in new skills, they can't add in new abilities, they can't add in new weapons, you name it. So from that point, I can't understand that, because they always have to have income coming in to keep the game updated, to fix bugs. Like I said, if they want to implement new DLC, if they want to add a whole new class, add more storyline, they have to have streams of income coming in, which is perfectly fine. And Grand Theft Auto 5 has been a good example of it. Well, kind of good, kind of bad, because nearly all their content they putting out is DLC. The DLC is free. All you gotta do is install it. They make money through microtransactions to shark cards. And so it kind of balances depending on how you play, depending on how you look at the game. I haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 in a while, but that's how the premise of that game works. Like I said, coming from a developer publisher point of view, I understand why they do the microtransactions. I understand why they do the loot boxes, because they need money to come in to keep providing support for the game. And as a gamer, I totally understand these loot boxes are a problem. I mean, we're seeing it everywhere in the gaming community, even on Steam. When it's starting to be implemented, they get review bombed like crazy. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why Steam changed its whole review process, to try to combat that. But that's us as gamers speaking up, saying, no, this isn't right. At the end of the day, like I said, it's my personal opinion. I think loot boxes are fine as long as they are not paid to win. As long as they do not give you an extra ability or give you power-ups that you can use real money to get. I'm completely against that. I think loot boxes should just have cosmetics in it. There shouldn't be nothing in a loot box that ever gives you an additional ability, makes you stronger, gives you an advantage over somebody that does not spend money. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think it's right. Now, I know a lot of people are trying to argue that it's gambling, and I won't go off into that subject. But I just think it's wrong. I don't think you should be paying to win. Because for a while, the only time we saw this was in mobile games. If you played Candy Crush Saga, if you played Angry Birds, if you played any major mobile game, Clash of Clans, any of those major games, you know what I'm talking about. You had microtransactions in front of you. I mean, one of the big games I still play now is SimCity Build It. And, you know, you can either wait for time for your stuff to be produced, to be built, for you to sell, or you could just spend Sim Cash, which is real money that you pay for. And that's, once again, microtransactions. For a while, it was only in mobile games, and now it's stretching over to everything. And I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like loot boxes? Do you hate them? Do you wish it was changed different? How would you do a loot box system? How would you do microtransactions if you did it in a game? Would you do microtransactions for only cosmetics? Would you do loot boxes for cosmetics? Would you put certain things behind loot boxes? Let me know what you guys think. If you appreciate the video, give me a like to let me know you guys like it. I might talk more about topics like this. It just depends. I'm kind of iffy about them, but this one like really touched my heart. But if you guys like it, leave me a like. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to put regular content like this all the time. Follow us on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description. If you ever want to get in contact with us, if there's a certain topic you want to hear about, something you want to see in a video, let us know. The channel is for all gamers and gamers of all types. I am Proto, and I will catch you guys later.